Hey guys, welcome back to Charting with Juvie. So I know this video is well overdue. I hadn't been trading for a few weeks, so I still stay consistent with watching my trading videos, staying on top of like the market. But then this week, Trade Locker dropped. So I signed up for like early access, and then I went into my MT4 because I was getting like that itch, like, oh, it's been a minute, let me see what's going on. And then I realized that they had migrated my funds to Trade Locker, and that was all I needed to see. And I was like, yeah, see, I knew it was a reason why I needed to get back in the game. And I felt more confident getting back into my trading. For some reason, like, I don't know, I just felt a lot more confident than I had been feeling for the past few weeks. I was very confident in both of these trades that I took this week. So it's only Tuesday. We have the rest of the week. But I was very confident in these trades and they're going very well. Well, one went well and one is going well. I didn't go all in because I was just easing my way in. But I want to basically get to the point where when I do start to go all the way in, like, we going hard. We ain't going home. Okay. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also, I'm going to drop my Telegram chat in the description box. So please make sure that you go and subscribe. No, it's free, no gimmicks, no nothing. Just subscribe, support your girl and learn something. Okay. Y'all know I'm an industry girl. I love trading SPX. I do. But lately I just been taking it real slow. So I decided to go ahead and trade GJ. For those of you who are very familiar with Q Banks, I got this idea from him. Y'all know I typically SPX or GBP USD. So I watched a little podcast. I'm gonna drop the podcast down below, and he mentioned like that GJ was like one of the fastest pairs, like currency pairs as far as like the movement goes. And he was like, this was one of the first pairs that he tried. I'm actually like enjoying trading GJ right now. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So what we have here is, this is the trade that I made yesterday. And the trade went very well. This was a trade that I held overnight, by the way. And also, that's another thing. Lately, I've been finding out or figuring out like, I might end up being a swing trader, y'all. Like, I ain't even gonna cap. So it just takes time for you to figure out like what type of trader you are, like what works best for you. And I'm starting to notice like I typically work better if I hold my trades, which is now Tuesday, and I made my profits. It was pretty decent. It was solid. And then I got into another trade this morning, and I've pretty much been basically holding it all day. It ain't really doing like it's doing its thing. I can't even lie, but like I said, I didn't go too heavy, so it's not like I made $1 million, you know what I mean? Like, it's a couple dollars. The gist is you want to just grasp the concept of being able to identify what's a good trade and what's not a good trade. You want to be able to identify when you should enter a trade, when you should exit a trade, or how much you should push the limit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to put your expectations too high as far as like if you're going to hold a trade or if you're going to hop into a trade. You need to know like, okay, this is a good limit to where this is where I should put my, my take profit. Or I shouldn't put my take profit this high because before it gets there, it might turn around and stop me out or take my bread. You know what I mean? So that's the goal here. We just want to take great trades. So I went to my higher time frame on the 4-hour chart, right? And then I noticed like we had a heavy push up, right? This is like a heavy uptrend. It had been on an uptrend for a minute, but by the time I got to it, we were here. It was heading this way because my trade was all the way down here. You know what I mean? So it's heading this way, and if you just take this trend line straight across, you can see like it broke that trend line way up here. And then I seen like this big giant sell candle, and I was like, okay, we got some room to push a little, to push a little further. You can see that the sellers are obviously taking over the market. Pretty much instantly, I'm like, okay, I'm looking for sales. Now I know that, wait, I might actually have a template for that. Now I know that I'm looking for lower highs, and I'm also looking for lower lows, right? We see, and this is on a 1 hour chart, you can typically see a lot more on your higher time frames. You can see a lot clearer. So you can see that this was the high, right? At some point. And then the market shot way up here, which now makes this become the higher high, right? You can see in this area here, we no longer have the market breaking above this level here. The market decides that we're going to start making these, these lower highs. So, which makes this the beginning of your downtrend. So this is the phase that your downtrend is beginning. So you have your lower high, your lower low. So basically, that's all I started to mark up. Now, once I get a higher high, a lower high, and another lower high, I'm like, okay, if I get another lower low, breaking this zone here. Also, another thing that I typically look for is, check this out. If I get resistance here, like resistance in this zone, and then I get another lower low, I already know in this pullback phase, when the market decides that it wants to shoot up again, right? It's like, okay, then this is basically where I'm saying, okay, if I go in for a sell, it's valid. Like, it's valid. I just need to now work on my exit strategy, right? To know where's the nearest place that I can get out of this trade. I kind of miss this portion of it, and I was able to get in here, but I was very confident in this trade. Just gonna go ahead and take it because I know like the market is gonna sell off some more, right? So that's basically what I did. I let the market sell off, and basically how I got my exit strategy, which is why it's red, because this was like my take profit for my sell, and then this is my take profit for my buy. All I do for my exit strategy is pretty much decide, like, I basically always look to the left, right? And I'm looking to see like where the market has previously been as far as price goes. Typically, wherever price has already been, price will 9 times out of 10, probably 10 times out of 10, return, right? It's not going to stay there forever, but it's going to return. So that's pretty much how I found or I decided like, okay, this is kind of where I want to, put my take profit. This was the last like solid support that I seen. As you can see, like there was support here. It was support here. There was another support there, and these are, or you don't necessarily have to consider. I consider this support, but you can also, some people will call it a touch. And there was a touch here, and I'm like, okay, that's 3 times already. That's solid. Like that's stupid dumb confirmation that the market 9 times out of 10 in that area, this is where people tend to start to take their profits or start to enter the market, right? Typically, when they come here, I know like typically this is where the market it's going to return because this is the price that everybody seems to keep coming back to. So why not just take my profit here? And then this is also the price where everybody tends to want to buy at, right? As you can see, people wanted to buy here, people wanted to buy there, people wanted to buy there. So I'm like, also, so I took my profit here. Then today I was like, oh, wait, it came back to this spot again. And then when it came back to this spot, I also seen some heavy like rejection here, which I was on the 4 hour. Like sometimes I'll come to the 4 hour to see the wicks more clear. It seems like you can see your wicks much clearer on your 4 hour. So that was another. I was like, dang, this is like some heavy rejection right here. So why not get in my trade right here when the market is like pretty much the showing you, it's pretty much telling you like the sellers they're not winning the battle right now, right? So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna buy here. So that's basically what I did. I brought here this morning. I'm still in this trade, so I'm gonna pretty much give you the psychology behind why I got in this trade. The common goal between everybody is we want to make the best trades. We want to have the best risk management. We want to create the best strategies to enter the market and exit the market. And that's it. And make money. All it takes is consistency. It takes the willingness to learn, the want to make this money, and all you need is a little edge, your own little way of like I said, entering and exiting the market. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Trade Locker so you can see it much better. This isn't my account balance, but this is like between these 3 trades that I have, like this is my balance. I was up way more than this earlier, but then I hopped in these 2 trades and like the broker takes their percentage, and then, if you're obviously, if the market's not going in your favor, you're going to be losing money as time goes on. So yeah, this was the trade I took Monday. But, I got in, like I said, I got in like right here somewhere. And then this was the trade I took today. And like I said, it's still going well. It's just, basically I said, right now, we made it from here all the way up there. And in this zone, I'm like, okay, maybe this is the market. It's pulling back. I started to see the market's pulling back. So my analysis which is just my prediction based off of what I see, I basically was like, okay, maybe this is the market just giving me an opportunity to put more entries in the market. And hopefully by tomorrow, when I wake up, the market will have shot up more. And basically all I did was I identified my change in character. I had this inverted head and shoulders that kind of told me like, okay, buyers are in the market. I had a double bottom that was like, okay, buyers are in the market. I had several returns to this price point that was like, okay, this is a popular area. Buyers are in the market. And then I also had this break of structure here to a lower time frame, which is, we're going to go to the 15. You can see where like price, it's choppy. We had a gap down. Like, let me zoom in. Most of these candles, they're not closing. This is not valid. These closes are not valid until this wick is solid. If I got a solid close, all red candle below this point, then I'm going to start to look at it like, okay, like, wait, I might want to hop up out of that. You know what I mean? But um these candles haven't closed. So I'm just like, until then, I'ma stick it out. Whether I'm buying or selling, I need a closed candle. I'm still sticking to my bias. I'm still sticking to my buys until I get a close below this zone here. And even then, I mean, because this could just be a pullback, it can go here somewhere and then decide it wants to, like, let me show you. For example, it can go here. It can go here, and it can say, "Hey, I'm gonna close here." It can even say, "Hey, I'm gonna close down here." But it can also turn around and do a one, a two, a bada bang, and a bada boom. Like, price can literally do that. It's almost like, as long as it doesn't like break like your lows, but this is like where the current market is. So technically, it's not even really a valid like reversal until prices is like breaking these lows. Do you know what I mean? Like, if price come down in this zone here and create a support level, it can bounce off of that support and shoot up, and still go in your favor if you're in this trade for a buy. Because typically, that's like, look at this. Typically, that's what it'll look like. It'll do this, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and it'll have you thinking like, oh shoot, price about to plunge, because you see it's doing this. But price, man, if price is at a reversal point, which you have your change of character here, which means like price was obviously making like these lower lows, making lower lows, making lower lows. But then once price broke this zone here, it didn't create any more lower lows, made this inverted head and shoulders, and it said, well, I don't, the sellers, they tapped out. And they probably either, started taking their profits, and then the buyers started to push the market up. But even if sellers come in and they're pushing the market down, I mean, overall, the buyers were like me. I got in way down here. So it's still buyers that's holding, hoping like, okay, I'm going to hold my trade. You also have more buyers that's potentially coming in here as well, who's like, okay, well, because what they see is this big giant move here. And typically what they're expecting is like, if they see the market buying currently, they're typically going to think like, okay, well, I'm going to place buys too. You know what I mean? So, and typically this is what the market will look like. Like, it will give you, it'll give you a little action like, oh, we might pull back. It could pull back to here. It doesn't have to pull back all the way down here. It can honestly just not pull back at all, and it can keep doing what it's doing, because technically right now it's not breaking this level, but you can really consider this consolidation, which means like the market is just like it's staying in between one price range, which means there's not enough traders in the market right now to even be able to determine like, should I really, you know what I'm saying? Like, should I really be buying or selling? But because I felt confident, like I said, in my analysis from way down here, and sometimes when you're an experienced trader, you just think because none of us know 100%. Like, get out of here. But you know what I mean? Like, so you just do your thing. Like, you just use the edge that you do have, and you had that mustard seed of faith, and you just take it and run with it. You know what I mean? So, so like I said, right now that's my bias. I'm for the buyers right now. I think the market is gonna reverse. I've seen what I need to see. You know, creating that discipline and having, like having practice with setting stop losses and understanding that at any given time, the market can do whatever the heck it wants to do because you don't control the market, right? So, and that's also the purpose of, like studying the market to be able to have an edge. So that way, you can even formulate in your mind what could potentially happen. But you can only see these things or imagine seeing these things from already have seen it before. Does that make sense? So, right. I know that made sense, right? I hope it did. I think it did. But that's facts. You can't really, like, when I first started trading, like, I know for a fact I would have never been able to like be like, oh, the market might do a little bit of this and that here, create a support and then shoot there. Like, I would have never been able to visualize what I just drew out, or even I wouldn't have even been able to draw it this way a year ago. In my head, I wouldn't have been able to see it that clear that this is potentially what the market can do. The market doesn't even have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Even what I have drawn here, the market does not have to do that. The market can, like I said, sell off down here somewhere because right now the market ain't doing nothing. So this is just typically like an idea. Which is the purpose of having trade analysis. So you can kind of say, okay, if the market does a 1, 2, 3 create a support here, then I know I want to get in for a buy there. Or if you have, a visualization that you say, okay, maybe the market is going to go here, go there, go there, go there, go there. And you say, oh, maybe the market will just come here, create some type of resistance there, and then the market decides to shoot down. And let's just move this out the way so you can see the idea for that. The market will continue to range, starts to move little by little down, pull back a little bit, starts to range again, or maybe just give you a little action there, and then decide to just shoot all the way down back to this zone here. You can get an entry here, sell, write it down, get another entry there till it sells off again, and write it down some more back to this price range where prices has returned like many times. So there's so many different ways that you can look at the market. A little psychology, just so you guys can see like different ways, you can view the market. And as you can see, it was at $9 when we first got on here, and now it's playing around like that 10, 11, like, so it's gonna do that. I don't even stress about it no more. Like, the way my discipline set up as far as my risk go, like, I don't be tripping if I lose, a little petty couple of dollars. Like, I'm not tripping over that because I'm not over leveraging my account. I'm not tripping over that. If I lost $20, I'm not really tripping over that. I'm not tripping over losing $20. You know what I'm saying? To improve my edge that I have over the market. Honestly, that's about it for this video. I think it's a lot to take in sometimes when you're like a beginner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for anybody who supports me, who like my videos, comment, subscribe, even if you just watch and click off. You're loved, okay? Just know that. You're loved. You're appreciated. So yeah, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back sooner, much sooner than later. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And in the meantime, in between time, my babies, y'all stay blessed. Mwah.